Okay, it says I'm live, and yeah, it seems to be working. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me and see me. And if you can't, please let me know in the chat. I probably, or actually, if you can, please let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm not sure. But it looks like everything is working. And nice to see so many of you here tonight. I haven't yet quite again come to terms with the great, thank you, first, last, something. Yeah, perfect. Great to hear. Thank you so much for letting me know. There is a small delay when I speak here before something happens, because and sometimes you might be commenting that, hey, I can't see anything or hear anything or everything sucks. And then it will take half a minute before I see your comment, basically. So yeah, nice to see you here. So, yeah, welcome. We have a special stream, and it's celebrating the release of my album, Urban Skies. I almost said Urban Dreams. So it's the follow up, you could say, to Urban Dreams, and it's how to say. I was actually planning on making a completely different album, one which I've been working on since 2000. Wow, 2018, yeah, or 2017, and that's I even have the name and the cover. It's called Nomilenko, and I already started when I made Urban Dreams, and then when I started creating songs, I just noticed I was going in a completely different direction, and then I realized, okay, I should make a different album than the one I was originally planning. And then we got Urban Dreams, and now the same thing happened. Was planning on making continuing on the other album, because it's a bit how to say, I want to develop myself, and it's going to be a bit different. But then somehow again, it just everything that I did, and I think what happened was partly because I got a Simmons drum synthesizer, one of the 80s Simmons drum synthesizers, and that kind of inspired me to start digging into the to the Urban Dreams sound kind of further. And yeah, then I all of a sudden I realized, hey, I'm basically making a follow up to Urban Dreams. And it was a nice thing, because I was actually managing to take a lot of kind of old demos and things that I have been doing with Urban Dreams, and so that I didn't have time to finalize, or for some one or other reason I wasn't able to finalize. So then I just started. I could continue to work on those songs. So some of the songs are like, or the beginnings of some of the songs on this album is like, almost 10 years old, and some are rather new. Without any further, let's start to listen to the album. And the first song is called "Accepting the Storm." And this is one of the newer ones, and I made it as an intro to a Future Friday, and also as an intro to basically the whole album. And I wanted a song that I could use as an introduction on tour as well. I'm not sure I'm going to use it as the first song on the tour, but at least that was my original plan. So let's take a look at or listen to what it sounds like. And I have my trusty vinyl player again, and let's see how it works. Actually, I haven't had the time to check if the speed is okay, so there might be a bit too high or a bit too low than the original. So okay, you just have to live with that now. Sorry for that. This is Accepting the Storm. Oh, that was Accepting the Storm and Future Friday. Yeah, sorry for some mishaps there. I'm not so used to this streaming program yet. I haven't had again a little too little time to prepare myself, and I was almost afraid that this wouldn't happen because yeah, it looked it looked a bit bad at some point, but then thanks to AI tools, I was I was able to troubleshoot and get everything working. uh, okay, so yeah, what to tell you then? Well, yeah, so some of the songs, as you can hear on the album, are they blend together, they mix together. So that's why I even forgot that these two flow together. So I thought, okay, I can't stop in the middle of this. I just have to continue. And yeah, so that was well, Future Friday. You probably know from before, and I'm having now a completely new song that I'm sure nobody has heard before, and I'm going to use it on tomorrow's trailer as well, just a small reels or shorts that I'm putting up on YouTube and Instagram for promoting the release of Urban Skies, which is tomorrow. So now you're hearing it for the first time, and yeah, you're among the first people to hear the album. So yeah, at least there's a couple of hundreds of you here, so so that's really nice. And yeah, and the next song is called Murdoc's Revenge, and it's probably the fastest song I've ever created as Kebu. So yeah, let's see what that sounds like. Ah, a bit of the old one left. Here it comes. Yeah, so someone asked me that is that Murdoc as in MacGyver, and yeah, it's true. It's Murdoc as in MacGyver because on Urban Dreams I have a song that's called "Saved by MacGyver," and then I thought I need something, a kind of a follow up to that because this song was in a sense I felt that this song is actually kind of a follow up to that one. So then I thought, okay, what would be kind of the sequel to Saved by MacGyver? Then I thought, okay, that would be Murdoc's Revenge. So, so yeah, you're completely right. Um, okay, so next up we are going to go to the following song. I'm trying at the same time to check out the chat and see what you're saying and when during the while while we're listening to the music, I'm going to try to see pick out all interesting comments you tell me. And for instance, one comment here is which synth did you use the most on this album? And I don't think it's a single one. It's a good question. I probably will come back to that question later on. I have to think a bit about it. At least, the alpha journos are quite a lot in use for me. They are kind of my go-to if I need some simple sound. I know I can just so quickly wipe up something on that, and then I can quickly also save it to as a sysex dump, which is kind of a data dump basically to the computer. So I'm not restricted by the limited patch memory which that synth has. So yeah, that's usually one synth I actually have two of them. So those are usually kind of usual suspects. But then I've also lately been using a lot the supercritical Redshift 6 synth because it's multi-timbral and it has a really you can get it to sound really kind of a vintage sound as well, and you can actually manage to make a lot of sounds that are exactly like my style. And because it's multi-timbral and it has separate outputs, it's very multi-timbral, meaning I can have play many different sounds at the same time. It actually yeah, it's really flexible and it's an analog synth, so that's one I use. And then also the hypersynth xenophones I've used a lot for kick and snare. I programmed really nice kick and snare sounds that I actually think are better than the original Simmons because I now have an original Simmons and I was like, this is really nice, it's really good, but then it doesn't offer perhaps the flexibility I would like. And then I also realized that actually when you hit a Simmons, even if you hit it with exactly the same volume, the volume shifts quite a lot. It's okay if you do a tom fill, but if it's okay if you do a tom fill, but if you want like kick and snare, then you don't want, especially in modern music, you don't want the kick sound to vary too much from beat to from kick to kick, or the snare sound for that matter. So then I ended up using the hypersynth xenophones, and I have two of them. And also because I bring those live with me, so it's really good to have the sounds on them, and of course you can save the sounds as patches, so it's much more easier than to load them up, and you're not because I simply don't have time to go and if I already have as many synths that I can manage in order to quickly go from one song to another song. And some of the synths are like the Monopoly just have the oh, actually I think I have it sorry, it's down there, but I don't think you can see it. But yeah, actually the vinyl player is is hiding it right now. But anyway, so the hypersynths. Actually, you can't see them right now because they are all hidden in the back, and I have to show you. I took a quick video so that you can see what the back side looks like right now, because I'm setting everything up for the live for my touring. And these are, well, you can see the Alpha Juno there, a Logan String Melody, and the Juno 60. And those I've had since day one, basically. And a couple of pedals, a phaser and a flanger. and for the Logan. And then a MIDI controller, which is handy for the drums and triggering stuff, and then my Alice's Andromeda. And now I'm going to pause because I noticed that it's a bit the video is faster than I can speak. So then I also have an Arturia Polybrute 12. So I used to have a Polybrute 6, but now I got the 12, which has double the polyphony, but it's not because of that. It's because the keyboard is fantastic. It has this polyphonic keyboard, so you can polyphonic aftertouch, and also a really nice kind of a key bed and aftertouch that reminds me a lot of my let's see now, Yamaha CS50. So that's quite nice. And let me see then. Let's continue and check out the other ones. So the Polybrute is a new addition, and then these are again the same that I've had since. I think I had, and it's only the JX8B that I think I brought with me first in 2013, and then the Samsung GT2 distortion box. And these are also the same that I've had here, but here's a new addition, and that's the supercritical redshift that you can see to the right on the image, and the Hypersynth Xenophone sits below it. And this is, you can see there are a lot of outputs on it because I have a lot of different parts coming out from it. And then instead of my TR-808, which I normally have here, I now put the second Xenophone here, because instead the TR-808 starts to be so valuable, and also, it's a bit, I don't want to bring it on tour with me anymore because it's kind of irreplaceable, and it's not so flexible either. So I've changed my setup now. Here's basically what you can see now is just like another input box box of inputs, preamps, and another MIDI splitter, and my in-ear monitoring system. And here's basically what the most changes have happened. So instead of the mixer that I used to have on top here, I now have an analog 4 and an analog rhythm by Electron. And the rhythm now handles the 808 duties. And the good thing now with having the rhythm now, it's much more flexible for me because I can not only use the 808 sounds, but I can also use it for other types of sounds. So I'm really excited about the new possibilities that this live rig brings with me. And the analog 4, so far, I'm not using it for anything else than for replicating the Simmons tom sounds. So that's kind of special, but I mean, it's definitely going to be. Oh yeah, I probably have some effect hits as well, like noise hits and risers or something like that on it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do a lot more with that as well in the future. My Tetra has also been with me since 2013, I think, and a new delay pedal. And here's the main culprit of why my time is so little these days, because I spent the last 3 months moving my mixes to this machine, and that has taken, it has been horrible. It's some of the songs I moved for the fourth time. So I don't want to move to another mixer again, and I don't think I will have a need for it, at least not for the next 10 years. So I'm really happy with this new setup. And but it took me a long time, and I still haven't all the songs with me in this rig. So, but I have now for 2 hours of material in this synth rig. So it's taken me a long time to just be a bit frustrated, to be honest. But I wanted to bring the new mixer on live now, because I made I made the whole album. I mixed it with a Behringer wing, and the wing rack that you saw in the photo can take directly the mixes and use them as such. So that's the reason why I wanted to go and use that one instead. And I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but and I knew it was in front of me anytime. So anyway in the future. So I thought, okay, let's just what do you say? Hit the hammer and start. And yeah, it's been It's not been fun, but it's fun when you get it working. So, okay, let's move on to the next two tracks, and these two tracks are I have to check myself because the names are so new to me anyway. The Years Under the Stars, which is basically also an introduction to Everyone's a Story. Actually, if you go to Spotify right now and listen to Everyone's a Story instrumental, the instrumental version contains both The Years Under the Stars and Everyone's a Story, the shorter version, so to say. It sounds like a bit weird, perhaps, thing to do, but the thing was I was releasing a single, and then I didn't want to have like put The Years Under the Stars there as its own name. That would be just confusing. So instead I thought, okay, let's just put these two songs together because they belong together, and call it as the instrumental version. And yeah, so that's the story behind that. Let's listen to what they sound like. And this is the first collaboration on the album, and you probably heard Everyone's Story before. It's with Johan Becker that we made it together with him. So here goes. Sorry about that, it jumps around a bit. Difficult. Let me try to nudge it. Yes. Sorry, I had everything on mute and been speaking for I don't know how long. Right. Okay. I don't know. Let's do it this way. I'm going to take another song, and then I think about what I just told you, and then I try to give you a summary. Okay. Sorry for that. That was The Missing Bolt, dedicated for my father. He's a mechanic. So, now I hope, I'm really sorry that you had to suffer through the muted stream. Now it should be on because I can hear myself. I don't know why I didn't realize that a few minutes ago. But yeah, that's what happens when you try to do too much on too little time. Sorry for that. I'm going to try to summarize because guys, it doesn't help if you flood my chat field with with comments that it's muted, because obviously I couldn't see the chat because I hadn't had the time to set up properly the software for streaming, and I'm jumping between windows trying to figure this thing out on the flow. Anyway, sorry for that. Next time, I promise you that I will have learned a bit on how to operate with this thing, so it will be a bit nicer for you to follow. And send all of us a free seed and everything's fine. Yeah, yeah, right. I'm trying now to remember what your questions were because the chat field is now flooded. I tried to go back to see the questions that I answered, but I can't scroll that far anymore. So, yeah. Anyway, I kind of remember. Somebody asked me that is this album available on CD? And yes, it's available on CD, and it will be available on vinyl. But the vinyl is delayed from the factory. It will be available in a couple of weeks, which means to everybody who has pre-ordered, I'm really sorry, but I won't be able to ship them out until summer, when I'm back from tour, because the vinyls will come. While I'm going to start my tour in the beginning of April, and then the vinyls will arrive at the same time. So the first few shows, I'm not going to have any vinyls available. I will get them to Hamburg at least. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, also you can. I'm always happy if you buy it from Bandcamp, from my Bandcamp shop or from my web shop, because I have. If you buy it from a normal music store, then I get €1 of the cost or of the price of the album. So I get much more if you buy it directly from me. So Bandcamp or my webpage, which is www.kebu.fi. And you can just Google it, you will find it. Many of the questions I get on my not now, but in my on Facebook and video comments is like questions that could be really easily answered, faster answered to just Google. So sometimes I'm like, I don't know, perhaps some people just haven't heard of Google, which I'm a bit surprised about. But yeah, or any search engine for that matter. I use Ecosia myself. I can recommend that one if you don't want to have the AI stream. The AI answers all the time. Okay, so enough about that. The album will be out tomorrow. That's really nice. And one question was, is this a new studio? No, I got it in 2020, just when the COVID struck, and that was just a stroke of luck for me, kind of, because then I had kind of time, and I also got help from my audio technician Baba to renovate the rooms, and it's been fantastic for me so far. So and some other one asked me, do I have a separate tour rig? So no, I don't have a separate tour rig. The same production, the same rig that I use here in the studio. So that's why it looks a bit different now, because I've just temporarily put up some synths, and there is one shelf over there which is completely empty, and so everything is in the back right now. And let me see if there was one more question that there might be. I think probably that was it. You can, if you didn't get your question answered, then send a comment again, and I will answer it then. And I will go and reread it while we're listening to the next song. So the next song is actually, okay, first you're going to have kind of a small intro, which is called Disbelief. And after that, we're listening to the title track, Urban Skies. And you have actually heard that one before, if you've seen this video, or you've heard a demo of it, if you've seen this video. So yeah, that's actually Urban Skies, and let's listen to the final version, starting with the introductory song called Disbelief. See if I can place the needle on the right place this time. don't think I will forget the microphone fader anymore. Perhaps I have to do it a couple of more times, and then it will stick with me forever. Yep, that. Sorry, rushed into the wrong camera. That was Urban Skies. Sorry, I have the last few weeks I've been doing things like uh, not sleeping for 2 days because I have so little time left and so much to do. So I realized that okay, just skip one night of sleep or like do just like a power nap for an hour or so, and yeah, it start to take its toll. I wouldn't put the fader on that because I would do that even even if I would be fully aware. I'm quite sure about that. Okay, so that was Urban Skies, and somebody asked me if I. Glad you liked it. Somebody asked me if I'm now settled on this style. No, actually, my problem right now, which has been my problem for the last 30 years, is that I don't have enough time to make music. And right now, that's the main reason I would say why I'm planning on not doing a tour for another 3 years. So this is probably the last tour until 2029. And the reason is just that it takes so much time away from making music because there is a lot of things. I mean, I do everything basically myself. So I even book everything myself and even do the bookkeeping myself because I don't know. I just can't find good people to work with, or I just don't have the money to employ good people to work with. So I guess that's the main problem. So yeah, so I haven't settled on any style, and I really would like to do more exploring of different styles. Uh, but something in common with all the albums I've done so far. I've done four solo albums of my own songs, and then I did this fifth solo album, which was a synthesizer Legends, which was a cover album, and I feel that in all those four, I wasn't planning originally on just doing, music with analog synthesizers, but it's still been really like, it's really motivating to have this kind of certain, how to say, frame, a really narrow framework of for making music. And so it's been really challenging that how can I like if in this song you hear it's like it sounds like a proper rock song in the end, and it's like can I actually pull that off using only analog synths and only analog drum synths even. So there is not a single sample and there isn't a single digital synths. Yes, some of the synths have digital synth capabilities like the electrons and I think yeah, some other synths as well. But I'm just using the analog part of them. But of course, I have a digital mixer, and there are plenty of digital effects on it. But this just using like analog synths as the main source, and also being able to recreate that live with the analog synths, that has been the main driver for me so far. And I'm I said this 10 years ago, and I still say it. I probably one day will do. I mean, take digital synths into my music as well, and would like to do more experimentation. But and especially this album Nomilenko, which I've been trying to create since 2017, is going to be a bit different, but more in the vein of Perplexagon, I would say, if I have to say something. Which I probably have to. Okay, there's still one more song on this side, and before we move to the second disc, because there's actually two discs. So yeah, I'm going to try to remember to leave the stream open for the rest of the stream. And the last one is called Winter's Kiss, and this is a song that I basically made with my. This is the first song that is made with. It has an instrument which is not an analog synthesizer, and it's what is it called? It's an electrical grand piano. So it's an electromagnetic grand piano. So it's like it's a Yamaha ZP70. It's like it looks a bit like a flight case, a small grand piano built into a flight case, and it's so it's basically has the mechanics of a real grand. It has strings, but it has like a normal grand has like higher strings have like three. Sorry, higher keys have three strings. Lower keys have only two strings. But in the CP70 you have the higher strings. Higher keys have two strings, and the lower keys have only one string, and they are shorter. So they get they have a certain really specific sound that you will hear now. Winter skis. I had to wait to the very end because you can there is the small release pedal noise when I lift my foot off the damper pedal, and you can hear that in the really ending of the song. So it's at first I wasn't planning on having it there. I was like, just okay, I'll just sustain it for as long as possible, and then I'll just fade it out. But then I realized when I was mixing it, hey, wait a minute, that's quite funny. And then I thought, because this is the last song on the B side, it would be like suitable for for that. So there was a question actually. Of course, yeah. This is a bit closer. This probably is as close as I get to Jupiter and Back on this album, I would say. It has a bit of kind of. I wasn't sure if I should include it, but then or even if I should make the song, because I had a demo. I had too little time again with everything, and I was like, should I put time and make this song for the album? But then I just felt that yeah, it needs to be there. I love making albums. I hate making singles. It's really like that, because it's like I really hate making singles, because you do a lot of work for to I know no promote them, and making reels, making pre-save reels, making out now reels, and I'm really fed up with that right now. And I'm quite sure the next album I'm going to do some YouTube demos, and then I just will drop the album without any notice. So, and people can just that would be okay. That would be extreme. I probably won't go that far, but that would be quite fun. To just drop the album and don't not tell anybody either. Even so, it would be quite funny. But the truth is, I I need the money in order to make more albums. So if I would do that, I probably would go bankrupt. But well, I might try it one day. Yeah, moving on to the next side. This Johan Becker says hi. By the way, he couldn't locate his YouTube username. I couldn't log in into the chat. So or perhaps he's there now. I haven't been able to check the chat for a while again. But he sends his regards. I was originally thinking about, wouldn't it be nice to have all the collaborators on the album? There are 3 collaborators. It's Gattobus and Madis and Johan Becker, and I thought it would be nice to have kind of take them into the video chat, but I think I need to study the use of this program for this software for a couple of years, and then I might have the skill sets to do that. I'm sure I'm forgetting a question. Yeah, there was somebody asked me a bit, perhaps a bit not directly related to this, but you know what? I'm going to go through the questions again while we listen to the next song. The next song you might have heard already. It was on the single as well, on the Twilight single, and it's Stand Up together with Johan Becker. This song didn't have a proper video, so I don't think it's gotten the love it deserves. But here's a second chance for the song.
Would you believe that we could rise against the tide? If we could turn the pages over one last time, can we return the days of wonders? Can we reclaim the fleeting lights we left behind? You say you want my dreams, holding back the streams. Every time when I close my eyes, no matter how I try, the sky is blue.
was stand-up together with Johan Becker. So Johan is the vocalist, not me, and also co-composer of the tracks. All the collaboration tracks I've written together as well with the collaboration artist. So they have been true collaborations, and actually all of them have been really fun. Originally, I was planning on making completely like a collaboration album, but then already after working well, basically three artists, not these three artists, but two of them were, and then one third, and then I realized that this is already going in too many directions. So I thought that I if I do a complete collaboration album, first of all, it's going to be really difficult for me to manage, much more work for me again, and to just pull everything together and just get it organized and everything. And then also but style wise, I didn't want like a greatest, not greatest hit, but like an album with just like mix of songs. An album is always, I always think of an album as like there is some purpose with the album. There should be a red line, as we say in Swedish, you say röd tråd, which is like a red line basically. I'm not sure it's the same in English. And so I really think an album should have something. It shouldn't be a collection of songs. It should be definitely some thought about and there should be something that brings these songs together. It's perhaps easier when you have like lyrics. If you only have, okay, now I have a couple of lyrics, but with only instrumental tracks, it might be even more difficult. But I like it. As I already said, I love making albums. And now I'm going to actually answer some of your questions, because there were several questions here that I thought that I haven't answered, and I cannot answer everything, but there are some that I want to answer. Here is one question. When I can't pronounce the username, I think I'll just give up on that. But when was there a time when I had when I had my synths at home and had to move out? And yes, there was, and it's actually, if you see a bit, my videos older than 2016 are all made at my home. But when I quit my job in 2017, my wife actually told me, now it's like this, our small flat is getting too crowded. You have to find a place of your own, a studio of your own. So then I started to search, and then there was like, I think I had 2 different studios until I got this one. And so there was, on those years, it wasn't such productive years, because there was a lot of moving from one place to another, setting up the new location. But now I'm really happy. Now it's like, it's fantastic. I love it. And let me see, there was another question as well, which I thought was nice. I should have written them up, but yeah. I can't find the notepad on this interface. So I'm happy that I so far managed to somehow do this stream. Sorry, I really should have taken notes about this. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for the searching for the, it stopped. I'm sure there was like, okay, I found it. So there was somebody. Okay, somebody asked me that now that look, Mom, no computer is in this year's Eurovision. Would I be interested in entering next year's show? No. I don't like Eurovision, and let me say, I stopped liking Eurovision when they stopped playing live. I loved it when they had when they had this orchestra, which was kind of the restricting thing, that you have to arrange all the songs for the orchestra who played it live. So that was kind of a limitation, and also made it interesting, because it sounded different from the album version that came later on. Yeah, so no, I don't like doing playback, basically. So that's the main stuff. There was another question about, somebody asked me if do I have a lodge where I writing lodge, or some small cabin where in the woods or something where I go to write. I did that the last 2 summers. I went to my parents' cottage and just brought a couple of synth with me and actually wrote some songs. To be honest, none of those songs ended up on this album. I don't know why, but anyway, I felt they will fit on the future future album that I'm going to make. I'm sure there was one more comment I wanted to answer, but I just have to search it while we listen to the next song. The next song is one of the songs that didn't make it for Urban Dreams, and I basically just had the main riff, and then I was like, I don't know where to go from here, and then it's slowly over the years, and actually I think. Actually, nothing happened over the years. It was first when I started working on the Urban Skies album that I realized that, wait a minute, what about that song? And could I actually, I mean, then I started to think about it. And then actually I started to have like ideas in the middle of the road or wherever, or in the middle of the night, and was like, hey, so it could, something like this could work in this song. And then I managed to complete it. And it's called... It's always this with instrumental tracks. It's like, and the songs, the many of these titles are like where kind of came up with him in the week before we sent the masters to the pressing plant. so yeah, that's why I have to check them up. The Time We Had, it's called, and it sounds like this. That was the time we had. Uh, yeah, but we still have more time, fortunately. So there was one question about mixing, which I thought was interesting. And so the question was that is, well, first of all, do I mix and master everything myself? Yes, I have mixed and mastered everything myself. Perplexagon was mastered by an external master engineer. I think Live in Oslo was also mastered by an external master engineer. And then the rest of the albums I mastered myself. And yeah, mixing I've always done myself. And somebody else who was more familiar with my mixing process is that I mix on the go. I mix while I make the song. So while I compose, I basically mix it at the same time. And they ask me it like two things: does it actually make the mixing process faster to do it that way? And is it more creative? So I think it's the first answer to the first question is no, and the answer to the second question is yes. So does it make it more? Is it faster to do it this way? I don't think it's faster, because I do even. I mean I still feel like I put a lot of time on mixing, and it might even be that if I would start from scratch when I do the mixing, I don't think it would take much longer time than it does now. It might even help something, because when I mix on the go, I might have a certain idea of, this is how it should sound like. And during the composition, it's possible that some instrument which is there in the mix doesn't have kind of, loses the original point. It doesn't need to be there anymore. But then I just, got so accustomed to how it sounds like, and then I can't do any changes to it anymore, or feel like I can do any changes. So I think actually it might be better to mix it from scratch, or perhaps even put it to somebody else for mixing. But I don't think I would like to do that, because if somebody else mixes, I have a very, especially with instrumental songs, I have a very clear ideas about this sound is important in this place, and it should sound a certain way, and I try to achieve that. Of course, I'm getting better all the time, but I feel I'm still, of course, learning, and I have a lot to learn. But on the creative side, it's definitely inspiring, and that's why I do it this way, because I'm able to play the synths, with the final sound, and that makes me. That's really like inspiring for me. So that's why I do go through this process of have gone through the process of upgrading mixers and having a digital mixer like I have in the back now, the Wing, which I mixed on this, which also handles the mixing duties on my live shows, and it's because I can play in real time, exactly with the sounds, exactly the reverbs I have. Like, for instance, the settings of the delay or the reverb impacts totally, how I play something. Even during the composition, I really want to have I'm playing with the sound. I really want. I'm really. I feel like I'm a player myself, and not so much a programmer, perhaps. So by actually playing, I'm responding to what the mix sounds like at that point, even though it's just the one sound. How the sound, and also when I program that and tweak the sound, I tweak it, with all the delays and reverbs on, and just trying to get the kind of responding to what I hear, where I want to take it, and also. Sometimes also when I start a new song, I might just pull up an old mix and start from there. And that has many times been really inspiring. For instance, I think on my Perplexagon album, this is a clear memory, because I remember just pulling up the Perplexagon mix and starting jamming on the keyboards, and all of a sudden I had Dawn. I had the main part of Dawn created just by doing that way, and so that was really funny, and that's really, so yeah. So it's definitely was a long answer to I really had to check my fader. I hope I have my fader on now. So sorry, it was a bit long answer to a short question, but I thought it was an interesting question, so I wanted to give you that. And now here goes my technical skills again. You get some nice. We're going to the next song. And this one you already know. And now you get some feedback loops. And then we're going here. Now you should be able to see some photos of Madis when he was visiting my studio the first time. I think this is the first time he's was testing the Alice's Andromeda. And it's a few years ago, because you can see I still have the original front panel on here. Now I have a black metal panel. I just never... Yeah, I think now looking at it on this photo, it actually looks quite nice. But somehow it didn't just go together with the rest of my rig. So I changed the panel. And the next photo... Oh yeah, he is with the Matrix Brute. So yeah, he was. We had 2 sessions with Madis, and he was here for 1 week the first time and 1 week the second time. The first time we basically made this taping the pitch bender. We made the Mentes Determinadas song, and during his second session, we basically worked on and completed the Touching the Sun song, which is the next song that you're now going to hear. Here, these photos are also nice because you can see somebody asked me about the studio I have. So it's quite big. It's like 50 square meters, and you can see the second room, a bit of the second room here, which is basically like a workshop. I have a kitchen, a small kitchen, a toilet, and a small shower room, and like a lot of cardboard boxes, empty cases. So actually they are filled with other stuff, other garbage and cables. So it's and so this is like basically my storage room at the same time. Okay, let's see if I can go back to... I hope you saw something. Let me go back to the main screen. Okay, I really have to learn this program. This software is really nice. I love it, but I don't know how to use it. But I can see the potential in it. So if somebody asked me that... sorry, I'll go to that question later on. First, let's listen to the next song, and this shouldn't be on the last track on the vinyl, because it's such a... I mean, the song has such probably the deepest kick and bass. It should of course be as a first track, but I tried and tried and tried. I couldn't, no matter how I arranged, I couldn't fit the song anywhere else than as the last song on side C. So here is Touching the Sun. It still sounds fantastic. Okay, let's go from there. That was Touching the Sun with Madis, and that was the final track on the album. Somebody asked me why has there not been any promotion for the album? I don't know where you have been the last half year because that's the only thing I've been doing is been promoting the album. I don't know, but that's how it goes. I mean, no matter how early you try to promote stuff and in how many different channels, it's like yeah, it's difficult to reach everyone. Uh, yeah, that was with Modis. Somebody asked me, are we going to do other stuff with Modis? No, I haven't checked. He said he'll try to join on the channel on the chat, and yeah, I haven't have a bit difficulties getting this thing working. But anyway, yeah, it should be here at some point. And Gattobus was here and noticed. Glad you joined. Coming back to that song later on, and. Yeah, so will we do any more collaborations with Madis? And I hope so. We have to see, basically. It was fun with Madis because we are very different and we have different, how to say, perhaps we have quite different tastes. I think I have with Johan and Johnny, Johnny's real name, sorry, Gattobus' real name, Johnny. Uh, we have more of a similar taste, so we are able to actually, we never had any how to say discussions or conflicts about not conflicts, but I can't find a proper word. We just disagreement, yeah, about the direction the song is taking. So never any problem with Johnny or Johan. We have very similar style. But with Madis we have different style, which is nice. But we realized both, I think, at some point that the only way for this to work or the best way for this to work is that he's in charge of one song and I'm in charge of the other song. And that's anyway how we planned the whole thing. We were thinking that let's make one song for Madis' album and let's make one song for my album. So then it was natural. The song that would come, the song that Madis was most excited of. He wanted to take that for his album, and I was like, yeah, please go ahead, because I didn't feel like that was my style heading in my direction anyway. And then the song that I want this song. Madis was like, you take it. Well, not perhaps like that, but it's fun. But that's way, and that collaboration works perfectly when it's like we know that he's the one of us is the we know who is the guy who is in charge, and that is like that is magic. Then it's just like we managed to really like yeah, what do we think if I do a solo on this one, or Madis was like for this song that what about if I came up with I think I came up with a really good sequence for the verse, and it was fantastic. It was like, yeah, that's it. So yeah, it's been fun working together. I hope we get more opportunities in the future. But it's like speaking about collaborations, it's usually a collaboration song is more work, and it's in the sense of releasing it, especially if you're releasing it independently, it gets costly actually, because you when you have another person involved and you release it if you release it independently. This is released on 6, so that's fine. But if it's released independently, then you have to pay a lot of copyright fees basically. If you release your own music, then you don't need to pay that. Of course, you get part of it back because you're the co-composer. But anyway, it's like yeah, it gets more bureaucratically difficult, basically. I will go to the next song. Sorry, and read the chat in the meantime. Next song is it's, okay, right. So we're actually again, these songs sit together. We are coming to the last 3 songs on the album. So the last side is a bit shorter than the other ones, but I felt like this is it. It makes sense. It doesn't need to be longer. It doesn't need to push it. It's just better quality if it's a bit, it's a bit longer. So if it's a bit shorter, sorry. The tracks have more space, so to say. So this is now too bad that Johnny had to leave. because he that's the collaboration song that I'm going to come up with next. So with Johnny, that was actually the second collaboration that I did, and yeah, it looks like these are a bit cropped, but I think that's fine. We I visited his studio like 3 years ago, and we had a great time, and it was really like vacation for me because I stayed there for for 3 weeks pestering him. It was fantastic. I had a really great vacation there, and at the same time we came up with this fantastic song, so it was really nice. And Dreamer's Lullaby is already out as a single, and what I did, I had another instrumental song which I felt suits like a not perhaps as an intro, but sort of an intro. At least they flow together. So first you will hear Aurora's Wings, and after that Dreamer's Lullaby with Gattobus. Technical problems. Oh, that was. Oops, stop. Not yet. Still have one more track to go, but let's first uh, discuss this. So that was Aurora's Wings and Dreamer's Lullaby, and my best regards to Johnny and his daughter. They're having dinner right now at home. I really had a lovely time in Italy. And if you haven't checked out, or if you don't know Gattobus music or videos, you should definitely check out his homepage, or at least his. I'm not sure he has a homepage. No, he has a homepage, and his YouTube channel as well. He was actually one who. His channel was actually one of the inspirations for me doing my starting as Kebu. So it was fun. And then Madis told me that I was one of his inspirations for starting his stuff. So it's fun that we have kind of three generations, so to say, on this album. Of inspiration, so what to say. um, um, yeah, I'm a bit sleep deprived, so I had something I was supposed to answer here, but of course I lost it already. Um, I will. I think we'll just have to listen to the last song. First of all, thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you for staying with me despite the technical problems. I promise to next time I do this, I won't be sleep deprived, and I will have more. Will spend some more time to getting used to the equipment. I was thinking that I'll just learn as I go, but. Doesn't apparently work for me. I'm too old. So, anyways, thank you everyone for all your fantastic comments that I've received. I haven't the possibility to answer everything that comes here, but if you want to buy the album, you can just go to my homepage. Instead of asking, it's totally fine now, but instead of Google is your friend. If you have something that you're thinking about, for instance, where can I find your music? Where can I do this, or where can I do that, or where are you performing, and so on? Just go to my homepage. Everything is there. I mean, I have all the information is there. You can find all the tour dates there. You can find all the tickets. You can find all the albums I ever made there under the music page. You can just go to the news page, and you will see what's up. If you're interested in what's happening, you will find everything there. You can find all the links for buying the vinyl, buying the CD, buying anything else, or download as well. So you can find everything on my my homepage. And I must say kudos to Shopify for that, because it was thanks to Shopify, and I have a fantastic homepage that I can keep up to date. They made the homepage for me while I performed there at one of their internal events in Toronto in May. So, and they did it as a surprise during my concert. They created this homepage for me. So if you haven't checked it out, go to the homepage and watch it. That I pinned the link to the homepage here. So the last track, unfortunately, probably won't be another banger. It's more kind of I don't know. I mean, if you check out the cover, the cover perhaps doesn't go so well together with the music, but at least I felt that this cover was so kind of reflecting the world situation right now, or and also how I felt kind of the world is going. Same thing happened with Urban Dreams. Urban Dreams was in the middle of the pandemic. On the Urban Dreams cover, you can see a guy in his mask, wearing eating his lunch in a polluted future city. But anyway, so it kind of I wanted to reflect this, and also in this cover. The cover was made by Leo Nuutinen again, who lives in Tampere. I found him on the internet, and it turned out he just lives 200 kilometers away, and is also a Finn like me, so that was fun. A word is a small place. Let me see. Yes, I have vinyl. Let me see. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit sleep deprived, and also spoken for over 2 hours now. You only were able to hear like 90 minutes of those 2 hours. I'm sorry for that. Let's take a listen to the final track. And the final track is, like I said, a bit reflecting my mood, and perhaps kind of the thoughts that went into while I was making this album. As I said, the music usually the music I do is uplifting. I'm like, why should I? Everybody's already, down. Why should I push them even further down? Although that might sometimes be a nice, if the music is more depressing than your life, then that might kind of also perhaps lift you up a bit, I guess. But in this case, this is more about like the music is more, I guess, tries to give some hope. And the last song is called "Prayer for the Living." And stay around. We will have some more. I will check your the questions I still haven't answered. So please ask if you have something because the feed is already quite long and I'm losing the top questions. So go ahead and ask and I'll try to answer. This is "Prayer for the Living." Just listen to Urban Skies from start to finish. Spans two albums. I just couldn't fit it on one album. It's of course a good sign because it means that I seem to have a lot of, still have a lot of ideas. And yeah, I have actually I have I have concepts for several albums. So that's why I would like to take a tour break and focus a bit more on making music. And yeah, uh, I think we everybody start to be a bit tired, and but great to hear that you like the album. I'm really happy that you like it. I hope to. I will be bringing that album on tour, of course. So if you have the possibility, please come to the shows. I will be selling my CDs and vinyls there, and I will. I'm always signing the vinyls at the merchandise table after the concerts, and and yeah, there are 32 concerts in 12 different countries. That's all I could do this time. Sorry, but I'm still happy that I can do that many. I mean, I don't think there are. Yeah, I haven't seen that many artists dragging this lot of equipment with them and performing live with them. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the tour. I'm really looking forward to the tour. I'm really happy, extremely happy and proud about the album. Glad you like it. I think it's probably the most diverse album I've done so far, and yeah, everything turned out really well. I Next album, I promised to do a shorter one because making a double album, at least on vinyl, it's double. It's just one CD because CD can fit quite a lot of music. But next album will probably be just on one vinyl, and then hopefully it will go faster to make. Anyway, thank you so much for joining, and I will definitely. I love doing these streams. They are really nice to do, and I'm sorry for the for the interruption in the end. Sorry, in the middle. Yeah, I started to get tired. Too little sleep. And yeah, if somebody proposed coffee to me, but if I would having have more coffee, then yeah, I couldn't sleep again. So yeah, that would be a bad circle. Somebody asked me, when will you be shipping the CDs? I've already shipped a large part of the pre-orders. On Saturday, I will ship the second part, and if you are ordering the CDs now, then I will ship them on Saturday. So you should get them quite soon. And yeah, I'd love to come to Argentina, but unfortunately, it's just not possible. If you want a reference, it's like it cost to transport my equipment to Toronto last time cost 9,000 euros, 8,500, I think it was. Include and of that, I think the custom papers alone were 1,000 euro. So yeah, and then I would need some payment myself as well for the yeah, and the trip for me as well. But most expensive thing is of course the getting the gear over. So I would have to do like a 3-month tour or something, and yeah, it's just not possible. Right now I have I'm expecting about, depending on the venue, between 100 to 300 persons. So quite small venues, but on the other hand, it's the smaller the venue, the more chance you have to meet up with me and say hi. So see you there. Thank you for joining, and so happy that so many of you stayed for such a long time listening to my chatter. Great. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on tour. And if I won't see you on tour, then we have Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and these places. I'm even on TikTok these days. I think I managed to. I almost have 1,000 followers on TikToks. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much, and have a good night.